morning, everyone. Second video of the year, so exciting. Today I wanted to talk about the new little Natasha Denona mini eye sculpt palette. This little beauty right here. I wanted to talk about it, compare to what else I have, and just discuss this little gem. If you see that I had a little blush blindness going on today, please forgive. I had to do my makeup in a different light. It wasn't as visible there as it is now. I see it on camera. I don't know. I kind of like it, but we shall see. Anyway, if you're new here, hi and welcome to all my existing friends. Hello, and Happy New Year again. Let's talk about this new palette and compare it to everything else I have. Let's get into it. Natasha Denona came out with this little mini palette, and it's the Eye Sculpt palette. It has 5 shadows. We have fair, light, medium, deep, and black. Seems very, minimalist, I guess. I don't normally buy these little ones from her because I love her big palettes and I get those instead. So speaking of big palettes, I'm going to first swatch these for you. These are very, very simple. You have I have not swatched it yet, but I know her shadows are very well, are great. So this is our fair. This would be our brow bone. And then we have the light. This is your everyday neutral, natural, medium. And then we have deep and black. Deep and black. Her eyeshadows blend like a dream. They're amazing. So we know the quality of her shadows, right? Okay. I have another palette from her that is very similar to this, except the large one, and it's obviously the Biba palette. I've had the Biba palette for years, and I was like, let me take a look. It's very natural, it's very neutral, but I haven't opened it in years, and apparently I'm missing the black color in here, which it's called Spot, but there aren't many shadows in here. It's very warm. I didn't realize how warm this palette was. But if I were to compare to her Biba palette, I would say, obviously, I have a little residue of the black, so I'm going to put it right here. And it's just, you can barely see it. It's just black. It is what it is. So then what I would say, sorry, I'm not very prepared for this video. Tusk would be our fair. It's pretty fair, but it's a little more, this is more bone and this is more, I guess, like skin tone for my skin tone. And then for our, I can maybe do deep. And for deep, I can compare this color. So let's do for deep right here. This is deep in the mini palette. This is deep in Biba. So in this palette, it was called Seed and Biba. And then there's also Cocoa, but I feel in the Biba palette, but I feel like Cocoa might be a little warm. So that's about it that I can find in the Biba palette that's matching. Let's go into some of the other palettes that I found that I could sort of compare this little mini ones. All right, so believe it or not, I went through all my palettes. I'm just trying to take off the swatches from Biba. I went through all my palettes and I don't really have all that many neutral, everyday kind of colors like this. The closest one that I could find to it would be my Elcie Cosmetics, the Minimalist palette. So this is honestly one of my most used palettes. I've had it for years. I love it. So I would say that this one is the most comparable out of all the palettes that I have. So let's just try. Does she have color? I mean, I've had it for so many years that I don't even have, okay, yeah, here they are. So we have Blank Start, and we're going to compare that to Fair. So here's Blank Start, here's Fair. Okay, then we have Tone Up, which is my most used one, which is this one. And in this palette you get like one extra one, but Tone Up would best match with the medium. So let's get Tone Up. This is Tone Up. It is a tiny little bit warmer than the medium. Okay, and then for the deep, which is right here, we have In Depth. Okay, so this is In Depth, and I would say this compares mostly to the deep. Very similar. This one is a little cooler, the one from Minimalist, the one from Elcie. In the Minimalist, you also get this very brick terracotta color one, which is beautiful blush. I do have a dip in it. I don't use it often, but yeah. And then we obviously have the black, and black is your black, you know. Okay, so this is the closest one that I have to match the Natasha Denona. Let's take a look at the other ones that I have. Okay, another one that I have, another palette that I have in my possession that matches this one, but also is kind of a little bit more on the warm tone, would be the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, which is this one. Again, this one is a little bit cooler in tone, a little bit more neutral. This is definitely very warm, but we could find some colors that match. So let's do Fair. I gotta get a little more Fair, and then in Master Mattes we'll do Matte 1 next to it. So these are fairly matched. This one's just a little bit, the one for Mario is a little bit lighter, but it's okay. On the eye, they will be the same. Okay, for medium, there's really nothing there. The only thing I could think about is this, which is your Matte 2, but I'm gonna say it does look a little bit more warmer. Let me swatch them next to you. So we have our light, and then we have our Matte 2. As predicted, Matte 2 is definitely a little bit warmer, and this is cooler. Okay, let's go into medium. And for medium, what I could say is probably Matte 4, but again, it's definitely a lot warmer. So as nice as this palette is, the Master Mattes is definitely warmer. It's not even, no, it's not even dark enough. But let's try Matte 4, 5, 6, 7, which is this one right here. Let's try Matte 7. Nope, a lot more redder than orange than the one from Natasha Denona. Okay, for our deep, so this is deep, I will try these two, which are Mattes 9 and 10. So let's swatch deep. Okay, this is deep from Natasha Denona, And let's try matte 9 and matte 10. So matte 9, I could tell you right off the bat, is going to be a lot redder, and matte 10 would probably be the best match, but I don't think it's quite, yeah. Okay, and again, black is black, you know what I mean? Black is black. Okay, so another one that doesn't really match, so there's that. And I have one more to show you. Let me just go wash these swatches off and I'll be right back and show you the last one that I have that sort of is similar. We shall see, we'll compare and decide if it is or isn't. All right, guys, the last palette that I found in my collection that can be compared is not a very popular palette. It wasn't like out in the mainstream world for a long time. In fact, it's kind of a niche thing. It's by Vanity Makeup, and it's the signature palette. I'm not sure if she still makes it. Let's check. This it's by a creator by hold on, let's see. It is called Vanity Makeup, and I know it is a influencer, and I really like this palette. It's very much my goodness, I cannot spell today. Make up. Vanity Makeup. Okay, here we go. Vanity Makeup. She does still have this on her website. And she has a lot of actually really nice things. Her brushes look nice. Let's see. Let me just tell you. Vanity Makeup creators. No. Anyway, she has it on her website, and this palette retails for, ooh, can you even buy it on its own anymore? Yes, I actually bought it for the original price of 100 bucks, but it is on sale now for 50 if you are interested. But let me show you the palette. The palette is actually gorgeous. It has your mattes and your shimmers. Now, this is like the Patrick Ta ones, but without all the controversy behind it. Nobody talks about this much, but this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I think it will kind of match. So let's go ahead and swatch these together. We have our fair. And on this side, we have, well, she doesn't have names, but it's this matte one. Fair, Vanity Makeup. Vanity Makeup is a little bit more skin toned versus this one is, Natasha Denona is bone color. But I think on the eye, it won't make much of a difference. Okay, for the light, which is the second one, I will try this one. So let's go light. This, all right. Get a little better swatch for you. And we'll go here. Ooh, not even close. Not even close. Light. Let me swatch medium next to that one. Okay, it matches medium more, though this one from Vanity is a little bit cooler. Okay, last we have deep, and in the Vanity Makeup it's going to be this color. I already could tell you right now that it looks a little bit more red. So this is deep, and this is from the Vanity. It's a little bit darker, and I mean, yeah, it's a little bit darker. Okay, and again, black is black. Oh, the Vanity makeup looks a lot darker. Okay. These are all the swatches of all the like natural everyday type palettes that I have in my collection. I was shocked, guys. I was shocked that I don't have more. I have a lot of everyday palettes that I can use for everyday looks, but they're not really anything neutral like that, and they're not really, you know, just mattes all across the board like that. Like this I could take anywhere with me. It'll be a companion palette to any other palette that you feel like you don't have a brow bone color, a blending color, or you don't have a black in the palette, you know. So, and it's small enough to be convenient to just throw in your makeup bag. Now, if you were thinking, oh, you know, I have all these palettes that I showed personally in my collection. I have the Biba, I have the Minimalist, I have the Mario. Do I really need this one? Preface this by saying you don't need anything. Do I want this one? If you were on the verge of like, oh, you know, they're so similar, they look so similar, you can clearly see they're not very similar. One's warmer, one's cooler. In any case, again, this is a beautiful palette. This is much easier to carry, but this has shimmers in it. Biba is, apparently, I had no idea, Biba is very warm. I love this palette, I use it, but it is very warm. My Minimalist, I get an extra reddish, orangish color in there, but they're not similar. Makeup by Mario, again, very warm. So, and the other one is too cool. You know, I looked at it and it was more on the grayer side. So if you were questioning if you have the finances for it and you were like on the verge, so I need it, I have all these other ones, get it. It's a very, Natasha Denona quality is always, you know, and you will use this. This will be a used palette. Hey, Lucinda. She came to say hi, mama, and look at all my palettes. So that is it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this little comparison video. I hope you enjoyed this little review. I did not have it on my eyes today because I wanted to swatch it brand new for you, but I will be doing some looks with this palette, some everyday looks for work, for whatever further on in the future. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.